like a hearse, you die to get.
Hey, welcome to my next video. I'm sorry for the really long introduction video. I wasn't sure what to say, and funny stuff just kept happening, so we just tacked it all on and put it on YouTube. This week I am sick, so I am in my pajamas today. Even though it may not look like I'm in my pajamas today. This week I'm going to talk about the Christmas shopping I did on Saturday, what I got everyone and how they reacted to it. And I'm going to talk about some things I noticed about snowflakes, and a funny story about snowflakes. Alright, so the Christmas shopping I did Saturday, I went with my mom and my sister. We had to leave at 9 because it was really cold, and our car wouldn't start. And so we got there, and the first place we went to, I managed to buy stuff for my mom, brother, and sister. Hopefully they'll like it. And after that, we went to a mall where I got stuff for my co-op workers. I got my manager a little perfume spray that smelled really nice. I don't know what it was called. I got my supervisor body lotion. It's called like Moonlight Body Lotion, which is really nice too. And then I found this hand gel stuff that was scented like Christmas cookies, and I'm like, that's so appropriate. And it was small, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this, so I got it for my other coworker, and then my last coworker. I feel so sorry for him because he's the only male there, so I got him some face lotion and maybe like, I don't know, it was something you put on your face after you shaved your face, so it was a 2-in-1 thing, and it smelled like the ocean. And the ocean smells nice, and I was like, I like the ocean, so you like the ocean. So I bought it for him, and for my Japanese teacher, I bought her a body spray and some candles. Well, a candle. And then after that, I spent all my money, and I'm like, crap, I still have to buy something for my dad. So we went to HMV, found like a whole bunch of stuff, and then we're like, done! So that was our Christmas shopping for the day. And, we drove back. And we stopped at Tim Hortons, and I got gingerbread white hot chocolate, which is really good. And I was walking out, and I was talking to my sister, and I'm looking at her, and I stepped down from the curb onto the road to get to our car. And all of a sudden, something really wet and warm touches my hand. And I turned, I'm like, fucking snowflakes! And then 2 things hit me. I was like, 1, snowflakes aren't warm. And 2, that was a lot of snowflakes to hit when they're really tiny snowflakes. So I realized my drink had spilled onto my hand. And I was like, wow, not my smartest moment. So that was really funny, and we laughed for like 5 minutes about it after I told my mom. And then the other cool thing I noticed about snowflakes was we were driving in the car, and my mom had turned the high beams on because, it's dark and it's really snowing. And I was just kind of like, looking out the window, and I noticed that snow in the headlights, it looks like the sun glistening off of a moving river. Because snowflakes are moving so fast, and the lights just hit it in certain spots. It's really pretty, and I was just like, wow, that's cool. Or, it looks like someone's just throwing glitter. Just, glitter! Glitter! They're really happy about the glitter. But yeah, oh my gosh, and then so I got back, and I finally got into co-op because I haven't been feeling too well. And so I got into co-op, and first, my manager was in, which was awesome, so I went in and I was just like, oh, hey, like, I have a present for you, and I gave it to her, she's like, oh, thanks, and I'm like, bet you weren't expecting that. And so I went, and, I got the stuff for, my supervisor and my other coworker, the female one. And at first I gave the hand gel to, my first coworker, and she's like, wow, this is great, thanks, and she went for like 5 minutes going on about how great it was and how she loved it, and she was so surprised, and I'm like, I'm glad you like it. I wasn't expecting that reaction. And then I went to my supervisor, and she's like giving me jobs to do, and I'm like, okay, I will trade you the jobs you're giving me for this. And I pull out like the hand lotion, and she's like, wow, what is it? And she's like, oh, body lotion. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, how did you know I have dry skin? And I'm like, I just picked up body lotion. I was like, I'm glad it works though. So we talked about that for a bit, and I couldn't find the guy that I work with, and I'm like, seriously, you're the last person, and I have no idea where you are. So I spent half of the time just kind of like working and seeing if I could find him, and then I found him, and he was working, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not going to be here for long, because I feel really sick. So I went over and I got it. I went over to him, and I was like, here you go. And no, I said it's a surprise for him. My bad. So I was like, here, I have a surprise for you. And he's like, what is it? And I like gave it to him. He's like, what is it? And I'm just like, I don't know, what's it say? So like I read it to him. He's just like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, you're welcome. And then I walked away, and it was so funny because he just, out of all of them, he was not expecting that. I was like, it's Christmas, and the only thing I give them as a thank you is a letter. I'm like, really? We can do better than this. And then, of course, when I was leaving, I managed to talk to him, and I was like, did you like it? He's like, yeah, it smelled really nice. And I'm like, everybody has said that. I'm glad that, because I was worried that they wouldn't like the smells. So, it's good to know that everyone did. And he was just like, yeah, I really liked it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. And I was like, yeah, I like the ocean, so I decided you did. So, it was pretty funny, and he's just kind of like, okay. So, and I left. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Next week, you'll find out what I bought for my family. I almost called them my parents and my family. And you'll also see what I got. So, till next time.
Long ago, just like the herbs you